Hey guys, Scott here, Pine Barren Craftsman. Early morning edition. It was 7:30. It's funny how these ideas come to me from different places. Like this one just came up to me from a friend. A message this morning, I guess maybe something I'm doing on my channel, or maybe I've done in the past, reminded him of a story in my life that has occurred, and maybe he's trying to highlight that, and it brings up a good topic for discussion. I've always been somebody that seen where the group was and didn't want to stand in line. Seen where the group is, everybody's doing this, and I don't really want to get involved with that because it seems like overbearing, and maybe my light's not going to shine quite so bright with this whole big crowd. And that's kind of funny because YouTube is this big crowd, but I'm doing this for other reasons, I guess, as well as trying to get my words out there for myself, my son. To get back to the point, everybody about 10, 15 years ago was doing getting their resumes out, and they're going online, maybe longer than that. They're trying to get interviews, trying to get headhunters to help them. They're trying to get LinkedIn with their online profiles so corporate companies could go look for them. And then they have this Facebook page, whatever this LinkedIn is. I guess it puts all your stuff out there that's on your resume, and you can get into real detail. I'm sure it's really useful. Problem is, it's like a crowd, right? It's like a big pile of people doing one thing. I used to remember guys would go on Monster and Job Finder with different job sites, websites to try to get jobs. People would post this, and you go running there, and I'm sure they got hammered. These are people that are trying to get work, trying to get a better job, trying to get a job to get out of their parents' house, trying to get a job to get stable. And we all come back to these points of view, maybe some people, stop and have a kid and they want to get back into the workforce, or maybe they stopped and started to come back from the military, they want to do something. And it seems to me like a lot of people were trying this. I always found myself look at that and be like, I ain't gonna do that. I'm just not gonna put the energy into it. I have my ways and my thoughts that I would want to have somebody come to me as an employee, and I kind of wanted to fit that mold going out there. So, not to be too long-winded, but I was into inspection work, right? I had some experience doing field and inspection work and risk management, where I would be out there as a third party, basically like a little guy out there telling everybody what's happening on site. And I had no skin in the game for the contractors. I didn't care about the property owner. I was out there just for my company doing risk management assessments, and also I started doing inspection work for another engineering firm, a couple engineering firms. Here's the deal. I decided I wanted to leave a job, and I started to research companies just by their name. I think I might have breezed onto their websites, learned about a little bit what they did. I'm looking around this office desk right now, and there's no telephone. Okay, I picked up the phone. I'm picturing somebody there at a reception desk. This is maybe before a lot of the places went voicemail and push buttons to get to exactly who you want. Now you can barely do this. It's all internet. You got emails that you have to send, and that's the only way you could get in touch, or help desk with the messages. But this has worked for me back then. It might work now for you guys. I called up this one company. I believe it was CMX Engineering. And I called them. Hi, my name is Scott, blah, blah, blah. I've done this type of work. I'm interested in maybe talking to somebody in the engineering department. If you're looking for applicants, I'd like to give you my resume. I'd like to come down in person. I don't want to show up unannounced, but I'm thinking about, trying to just combine if there's anybody there that wants to talk to me when I drop off the resume. I did that a couple of times, and I got 5 out of 10 callback. The one company, CMX, put me right through to the geotechnical engineer, okay, ground soils analysis department. They deal with concrete construction, concrete work. Yeah, hey, who's this, Scott? I said, yeah, how you doing? So-and-so. This is so-and-so. Nice to meet you, sir. I did this type of work, and I'm thinking about coming down. I just want to say hello. That's it. I didn't go on. I didn't give him a sob story, tell him I need a job. He said, okay, give me a week. I'll put some stuff together, and I want you to come down. I come down. I have an interview. We had a great interview. I made it a point to walk around and introduce myself to the other people that I would be working with if I were to get the job. The interview went well. There was no promise of a place to work. I didn't take that hard. I did drive maybe an hour and a half to see these people. And I introduced myself to anybody that wanted to talk to me, that I wasn't bothering. I could tell if I was bothering somebody. And then I left. And I didn't hear nothing for a while, maybe a couple weeks. And then, hey, Scott, it's CMX. We would like to make you an offer. All right. I was 23. And I say I had experience. I had like maybe a year at one job and a year at another job, and maybe a bunch of years in construction field. So I wasn't experienced like a 30-year-old guy or 40-year-old girl doing something. I told him that I'd be willing to drive. I told him that I'd be willing to be mobile, in the field. I'd like to be in the field. I think I even told him that I wasn't that proficient with doing reports on computers. It was field books, just writing down notes. And they hired me. I was on a job in a couple of weeks, and I kept the job. So this was a success story. What happened in the end was I was there for about a year and a half, or a year, and maybe a little bit, year and more. And the recession hit, and all the jobs kind of closed up. But they even kept me on. Like, I think they laid off a couple people before me, and then they asked me to come back. And I stayed in contact. I made a network. I made a friend. I with a person and a group of people that I respected. These guys and girls were smart. Like, I looked up to all of them. Hopefully they're watching this video. Anybody that I talked to that worked at that place, down in the Voorhees office, was great. And the Manalapan office, New Jersey, which I thought I was applying for at the time. I was like, all right, I'm going to go down to a different area. It's funny, South Jersey is completely different than Central Jersey and North Jersey. It's like 3 different jerseys in this little state. The accents and the way the guys talk and joke around and what sports teams they like. But anyway, the point is the same. I reached out. I called people. Think about it. In your head, you know yourself. You know where you shine. You know what you need to do. Sometimes it might not be exactly what I did. Maybe you're really good at putting those online resumes together, and you can help other people with that, so that their their profile shines brighter. But I remember hearing a long time, guys, I'm looking for work. I can't find nothing. I'm on this site. I'm on that site. I'm on all the sites. I'm like, you're one of thousands. Especially if you're doing a job people like. Think about it. You're doing something that people want to do. They're asking, can I be the guy that hangs out in the woods checking out the trees, checking them out? Yeah, everybody wants to look at that. That's awesome. It's like, quiet, nice job. Or, hey, I want to be the guy that's, on the top floor of the office building and like making moves and doing things and big decisions. That's what everybody wants to do. So if you're still looking for work and you haven't got that interview and you're relying on these channels to get you a job, rely on yourself. I don't like the idea of people just walking in on companies just because people are trying to do work. And if everybody did that every day and did what I did, you would get an influx and it would be a disaster. People would be lined up outside of every door of every building. But this is what highlights the point. You can do things outside of the box. And if you don't know what that is, then spend time thinking about it. Say to yourself, all right, you know what? Maybe I'll just do this or that. One of the companies that really hit me good was this real estate company. They were sending gift boxes out to their real estate agents to promote positive people in this type of work environment. And we got one. We got one for a real estate agent here. It was all these like really nice chocolates and a bottle of wine. It came in the mail. It wasn't addressed to us. So we quickly called the company. We called the number up, and the girl goes, we got the phone number for the real estate agent company. And she goes, open it up, find out what it is. I'm like, sure, you open it up. It's chocolates. She goes, just have it. You can have it. I said, come on. I said, I'll come bring them to you. Where are you? This is your gift. It's not mine. She goes, it's fine. You got it. You guys are good people for calling up and not just open up. And we met a nice person that if we needed a real estate agent, which we don't, we could call her. The story goes on and on and on. I could talk about this all day. Try to think outside the box. Don't sit there on these channels and be one of the thousands and millions of people that are struggling to get a job here and there. If you know people, call up your friends that are doing jobs on their off time and just say, hey, is anybody hiring over there? I know right now I can go back to Jersey. I can call probably about 10 people and just say, hey, I need a job right now. Do you have any work for me? And I'm pretty confident I can get a job. And that's the network that I created. People know me. I'm consistent. I might have things around the edges that they don't like, but I think as a core person, I think a lot of people could vouch for me to come to go do a job. And that's all you got to build a person. Build a person that you want to be. Build a person that you would want to, promote and not let other people down by them. Like if somebody put their neck out there for you and said, try to hire this guy, Scott, he's a good guy. Don't burn that bridge, show up and be alert and or get to the interview process. And I think I went on one other job interview like that. They said, you need to just come over here to the garage, because I was calling up the office to meet the maintenance manager. They said, listen, they get back to the garage around 2, 3 o'clock. Come on over there. And I did. And I actually hit up the guy on Messenger. We talked for a while. And he's on my Facebook now. We're friends. We're acquaintances through Facebook. And we have like-minded interests. And it was cool. It's like I walked up. I knocked on the door. And he's like, yeah, you should come back. This is when we're hiring. Blah, blah, blah. And they made me an offer. And the money was low. And I said, I can't take that. It's too low. But I kept the info. Nice guy. Our paths might cross paths again. He might be watching me right now. And I hope he is. Because these are all good people in my life that I've come across. That I've reached out to maintain friendships on Facebook. And it's one thing about Facebook is cool. It puts you in contact with people you wouldn't normally see, because we're busy people and we're all selfish people. We're all worried about our own lives. Who cares what Scott's doing? All right. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps somebody to get out of their comfort zone, maybe make that leap, make some phone calls. Think about the company you're calling. If they're a big corporation, they might not have that tender touch that they can get to the person that's in charge. Call up smaller places. Mom and pop shops are still around, floating around, different things that you want to do. If you're a hairdresser, walk in a hair salon with your hair like as big and puffy as you can get it and get the presentation. Say, look what I can do. It's like all colorful. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, especially share this with people that might be looking for somebody that's looking for a job. And maybe they don't want to hear it from you. Maybe they hear it from me as something that kind of worked. Sometimes it's hard giving advice to people when they already know you. They don't want to hear what you got to say. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you. I appreciate it. Turn on all notifications so you can check out my new videos.